What's up, Berserkers? Valhalla Sports Talk is on the air. Breaking news out of Minnesota. The Vikings have got their general manager, Kwesi, Adofo-Mensah. And Valhalla Sports Talk is here for all the action. What's up, everybody? A little early for me, y'all. Kind of early for me. But man, it finally happened. Vikings, whole new direction starting today. We've got Kwesi Adofo-Mensah in the fold as the new general manager of this team. And it's an exciting time for Vikings fans. Quick shout outs to Danny Shibley in the house, Goose Sports. Ben Sabine says, congratulations. Thanks to you, sir. And Robert Galvin. A process that took maybe a little longer than most of us would have liked, but they were trying to find the guy that they wanted, and I think they got their top choice in the end. With polls signing in Chicago yesterday, kind of made it pretty obvious that this was the one they were going after. So a new direction. Good morning, James Ross. Good morning. Good morning, Sheila Jones. What's up, everybody? So wearing the glasses today, y'all. Wearing the glasses today. Got an issue with my left eye here. I don't know what's going on with it, but I think I left some contacts in too long. But, yeah, pretty excited. I just wanted to come online real quick and say this is an exciting time for Vikings fans, I think. We've got what I hope is a whole new direction here for a franchise that just can never seem to get over that final hurdle and make it happen among the elite in the NFL. So I'm really excited. What do you think, folks? Any Viking fans in the chat yet? What's up, Sleeping Angels? What's up? Do we have any Vikings fans in the chat yet? Let me go to this alternate screen. We'll see what's going on the Twitter. See what's going on the Twitter here. Adam Schefter was the first one I saw to report that it was going to happen for sure. And now we've got folks putting in their 2 cents. So Bring the News says it's happening. So I'm pretty excited. Excited for the new direction. I mean, I come at this different than most folks on YouTube, I think. I don't try to be the guy that tells you what it all means. I try to let the folks in the chat and the people that support the channel kind of give me an idea of what they think. But at least on my end, as a person that's been a fan of this team since the 70s, the late 70s, but it just feels like we were in a point where we were stuck in our ways, doing the same thing over and over again. And it's good to see we've got a guy, an analytical mind, coming from a different position here, a different direction. And I'm pretty excited. I'm really excited about what we have going. James Ross says, I don't know much about him. What's his work history? Well, basically, his education is in finance. So he's got a minor from Princeton. So he's an Ivy Leaguer. A minor in finance from Princeton, and then a master's from Stanford. So he's a brainy guy. Spent I think it was 7 or 8 years in the 49ers organization. And then the last couple years have been with Cleveland as like an assistant general manager role is what they've called him. So it's pretty interesting where we're headed here. Let me see. I think I have something here that gives us an idea. I'm going to go here. So this gives you an idea right here. Let's go back to this screen here. So a decade ago, he was in finance. He worked as an associate portfolio manager at Taylor Woods Capital, vice president, executive director at Credit Suisse as a commodities trader. And then he decides, man, I'd really like to get in the NFL. So in 2013, he starts in the league as the San Francisco 49ers manager of football research and development. So he's really big into R&D. And then he works closely with he works with the Niners for a number of years, and then in 2020, Andrew Berry of the Cleveland Browns decides to bring him in, and he serves as Browns vice president of football operations. So pretty interesting background here. What's up, Paco? I think he's going to be a good one, Evansworth. Time will tell. We'll have to see how he does here, but he's younger than what we've had before. Apparently, he's 40 years old. One thing about the guy that's kind of mysterious is if you Google his name, there's very few pictures of him. Apparently, he's a very private individual. People aren't even sure if he's married and has kids, but the thought is that he does. So pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. But this is the analytics guy, y'all. This is a lot of the people that are fans on this channel are fans of the Dodgers. So we know we've got Andrew Freeman for the Dodgers, and we know what he's done with that analytical mind of his. And then I've seen comparisons to the Boston Red Sox, that young fellow that brought them up using analytics as well. I'm doing good, Danny Manny. How you doing? James Ross says Niners seem to have drafted well over the last 5 years, especially on defense, no doubt. The QC checks in. What's up, QC? QC says he doesn't really exist. There you go. He's a mystery man. He's a mystery man. But now everything turns to who will be the next coach of this team. So with a background in San Francisco, he's got connections to most of these top younger folks that are out there. He knows most of these guys. Victoria says, do you think he's the one picking the coach, or the owners already know who they want? No, I think right now what is going on here is he will end up being the guy that is 100% in charge of the roster, 100% in charge of the coaching search. I think they will give him this information that they have as far as the interviews that they've already done. But I think he's going to have full control here. We'll see how long of a contract they give him. That'll all come out later in the wash. But I think this guy's going to be given the keys to the purple Maserati and told to get this thing into victory lane, right? What's up, Bruce Phillips? How you doing? But you tell me, Chad. I like the chat to run these things. I don't do a lot of these breaking news things here on the channel. I tend to do most of the the game day streams, but I thought, man, it would be fun to come in here and talk about this guy and look forward to what's coming here. Hey, Valhalla holla to Bobby from Beantown Breakdown. He says, what's good, Valhalla? He extends his membership. Listen, man, we just got us a new general manager. And he's in that Theo Epstein mold. He's one of them analytical guys. Math geniuses. Evansworth says, I left a like. I appreciate it, Evansworth. He better be gold. We need the Super Bowl. We need to go to the Super Bowl and win it. That's exactly what we're all here for, I think. That's exactly what we all want, right? But yeah, interesting day in Viking land here. I just feel like it's a whole new start. And we'll see where it takes us, but hopefully it takes us where we've all wanted to go for our entire time as Viking fans. Yeah, I'm sure they'll use those interviews. I bet you they videotaped him. He's probably got a fairly good idea of the type of coach he wants. I did read that he didn't come in with a coach with him, meaning he doesn't have one already decided on. But I'm sure he has an idea of what he wants. Paco says, hope you're doing well, Jeff. Greetings from Hanover, and thanks for your passion. Hey, it's my pleasure. I have fun. I have fun with it. I definitely have fun with it. We got 16 in the house, which is more than I thought we'd have. More than I thought we'd have for this deal. But what do you think, chat? What do you think we've got going down now? Now that he's hired, what kind of a time frame do you think we're looking at before a head coach is hired? I think that they will move rather quick. I think that we're probably looking at no later than Friday before a head coach is hired. Bobby says, hopefully almost done dealing with this cough. Man, I hope you get well, Bobby. Our buddy Bobby got the COVID, y'all. Sheila Jones says, what kicker do you guys want? I hope this guy doesn't ever use kickers at all. I hope he looks at the math and it says, yeah, we've never made kicks, so let's not use kickers. Working out Bo Jackson Jr.? That's interesting. How you doing, James? Victoria thinks they'll make the head coaching pick within a week. Chris Thomas says he looks weak. What do you mean he looks weak? Did you want him to look like old Spielman there? All yoked up? James says the first year is going to be tough. We're currently $11 million over the adjusted cap next year. But we do have the 12th pick. Well, $12 million over. We've got decisions to make on Daniil Hunter, I believe, is coming up, where a decision will have to be made on him rather quickly. So that's kind of spooky. I didn't know Bo had a son. I got you, Bobby. I got you. At least you got some days off from work, dude. At least you got some days off from work. Lolo Perez says coaches need more patience with new head coaches. They expect a winning season right away. That's true, Lolo. Sheila's wondering if James Ross is related to her boyfriend. So let me go to the Twitter thing and here see if we find anything interesting here. Let's go to Twitter and see if we find anything interesting about this whole deal. All right. Here's a nice little deal from Patrick Sheldon. When you accept the Vikings GM job and the reality of what you're paying Kirk Cousins finally hits you. Oh, man. That was an interesting thing I saw too. With Adofo-Mensah going to the Vikings, the Browns will be receiving a third-round compensatory pick in next year's draft. Part of that minority apprenticeship program. Some Vikings fans were pretty hot on Leftwich as a head coaching candidate. It looks like the Jaguars are finalizing a deal for him. That's interesting. I hadn't heard anything about that. Craig Reed says Kirk Cousins for Baker Mayfield. There's been a lot of people kind of reporting that could happen. But there's the Adam Schefter tweet folks. Vikings hired Browns Vice President of Football Operations Kwesi Adofo-Mensah as their general manager, per a source. So the two sides reached agreement this morning on a new deal that gives the Vikings their new GM, per Adam Schefter. I wonder, I noticed a lot of people are already calling him Cam. I wonder if he likes or hates that. That's Bo Jackson's son, looks like a cyborg. Sheila says the Browns are not giving Baker Mayfield away. He's their only winner so far in Cleveland. Man, Sheila, if you hang out on the Browns channels here on YouTube and you think that Kirk Cousins is treated badly by the Minnesota contingent, wow, they treat Baker Mayfield like dog water. I wish I had that post that said the connections this guy has as far as these young coaches. Because he does have quite a few of them that he's been with before. But the news is coming out now quickly, isn't it? What do I think about Matt Patricia coming to the Vikings? I don't like that at all. I don't want any retreads. No coaching retreads, man. Let's give somebody a chance. Let's get one of these young offensive or defensive coordinators that has never been a head coach before, and let's give him or her even a chance. But yeah, it'll be an exciting couple months here now. An exciting week as we wait to find out who the head coach is. Who are you hoping for, Vikings fans in the chat? Who are you thinking you want as the next Vikings head coach? Sheila says, I don't do the Browns. James says, Vikings need Shannon Sharp as a coach. They'll win the title. Where do you get that, James? Where do you get Shannon Sharp from? Because he could talk some smack to Skip on the air there. Niners All Day says D'Amico Ryans. He might be the guy. He might be the guy. I still like O'Connell. That's kind of the way I'm leaning. I think I'd be ecstatic if we brought O'Connell in. But we got 18 in here. That's way more than I thought we'd get. But I thank you for joining us. If you're new, hit that subscribe button. Give it a like. We do on this channel. I do every Vikings game live stream. So every time the Vikings play, I do a live stream, and we get a pretty good crowd up in here. But what a big day for this gentleman. What a big day for him. I read something that says a new general manager in the NFL makes between, $2 and $4 million, somewhere in that ballpark. So just a life-changing event for him and his family, too. It'll definitely be different than anything the Vikings have had before in the general manager spot. Definitely be different. Usually the NFL, at least up until a few years ago, was just run by old heads and old owners, you know? And now some of these young kids are getting the chance. I mean, I do know that with Adofo-Mensah, I do believe he's 40 years old. There was rumors going out that he was like 32, but everything else I've read said that he's 40. So on Good Morning Football, they're talking about the hire of him. Yep, he has some ties to Harbaugh. I saw that, Darren. What's up, Big Dog G? I hope it's O'Connell. Are Viking fans excited about the idea of Harbaugh? I personally, that's getting right back to that old head shit for me, y'all. That's getting right back to the old head stuff. I want something new, something fresh. Yeah, 40 years old. That's what I read too. That's what I read as well. But I just wanted to come on for a few minutes and see what the pulse was of the old Viking nations, the Viking berserkers. But I am not down on the Harbaugh thing. Let me do this real quick. Let me do this. NFL coaching candidates. So it sounds like on the Bears watch, they're looking at the older guys. So Caldwell and Dad Quinn are apparently on their radar. Let me see if this will give me some info on coaches. What's up, Brian Hitzone? Brian says Harbaugh is a quarterback guru. What's up, Mind of Milton? What's up, Milton? Vikings got a new GM today, dude. 9 teams currently looking for an NFL coach right now. 9 teams looking for coaches. Yeah, my top choice is O'Connell from the Rams, and then Moore from the Cowboys with the ball in third. Those are my 3. And there you go, James. That's exactly what we're doing. We're going to have a fresh start. And Penguin says Ryans or O'Connell. He's listed on here as well. No love for Josh McDaniel in the chat? No love for Josh McDaniel of the Patriots? Well, I guess we're about to find out, Niners all day. We're about to find out if we're still rocking with Kirk Cousins. No, Harbaugh didn't sign with UCLA. He's the coach of Michigan. I really don't know, Jason, who's going to be the head coach. I really don't know. I was just saying who I was interested in, or people that I thought would be interesting choices. But I guess time will tell. Well, I think we'll know within the next 3 days or so. Yeah, it looks like they're going to stay in Seattle, both Wilson and Carroll. What's up, Dustin Peterson? Why would Cousins get put on the commissioner's exempt list? Give me Ryan, says Penguin Zero. Jason says, to be honest, I don't care who we get. I just want to have a good season. Truth. Bobby says, Valhalla, rumors here in Boston, they're talking about McDaniels to the Vikings. They're talking about it now on a local sports radio station. I haven't heard that. And I haven't heard of any connections with this new GM and McDaniels. But this new GM knows most of these other guys. He's dealt with almost all of these young offensive and defensive coordinators. So I'm one of the few that has mentioned that someone needs to give a look at this Joe Brady that came out of LSU. Urban Meyer fired him just before he got fired, but that dude, I'm impressed with him. I would be he would come out of nowhere because I've never heard him rumored or anything for the Vikes, but I think he's another excellent choice too to give a chance. Dustin says, I must ask, do you think this was our second choice and a desperation hire? No, I actually don't. And this is why. I think that both the Bears and the Vikings got the guy they wanted, or the guy that they had at the top of their list. So I think the Bears said, we need to get our guy in here on a Tuesday, and the Vikings said, we need to get our guy in here on Tuesday, and then we'll talk to the other one on Wednesday. And then they just had their meeting, and they both liked what they saw, and that's what they went with. I do think the Vikings still would have interviewed the guy that Chicago hired today if he didn't choose them yesterday. But I think the Vikes were leaning towards the guy we got. What do you think? Bobby says, you think the new guy will keep Cousins or try and move on from him? I have a feeling that he will stick with him next year, that they will roll with Cousins next year. That's my belief. Could be wrong. I mean, if you're wanting to come in and make a splash, but the Wilfs made it pretty clear that what they were looking for was not a rebuild of any kind, and they were looking for the Vikings to compete next year. So I would not be shocked at all if Cousins is still here through next year. Penguin says Kwesi was number 3 on my board. Who were your top 2? Who were your top 2, Penguin Zero? Sheila says, Joe Brady, the NFL doesn't need another Brady in the game of American football. Now, this guy, he was with the LSU when Burrow won that Heisman and when they won the national championship. Bobby says Cousins' contract would be hard to move, too. Well, it's true. Not crazy hard though, Bobby. Not as crazy hard as people think. It is $45 million, but the Vikings could offer to pay like say $10 million of that in order to gain, a large amount of cap space. And after next year, Cousins' contract is cancelable. Isaiah says thoughts on Ryan Poles. I think Poles will be good for Chicago. I liked him a lot as well. I was good either way. I don't claim to be an expert on personnel departments in the NFL or any of that business. But looking at both of them, they both seem to have impressive resumes. Definitely different people, however, and different backgrounds without a doubt. Austin, Fort, and Poles, I got you. So you liked Poles then, Penguin Zero. I don't know. Time will tell. Time will tell. You put people in a position to succeed and see how they do. I personally think the Vikings job was the better of the two jobs, but I'm a Viking fan, so. But I mean, the Vikings state-of-the-art stadium, beautiful training facilities, a stable ownership group. I don't know. But it should be interesting. Merv says, I'm happy the team is moving forward. Isaiah says, I'm happy that you guys got your guy. Apparently there is no trade cause anymore. Isaiah Chuckwu, welcome to the Berserkers. General Thor will be proud. I heard that after the extension last year, the no trade clause is gone from Cousins' contract. James says, just Google it. Because we all know that Google is never wrong. Bobby says a big draw, too, is that the Vikes upper management won't get in the way of football operations. Let me get rid of this bot real quick. Oh, good job. Thanks, Bobby. Yeah, I'm showing it says just like you said, James, that there is a no trade clause, but I've heard the exact opposite a number of times as well. King Yellowman in the house. What's up, Yellowman? What's up, King Yellowman? Yeah, there you go, Bobby. See, here's the thing right here. Report, Kirk Cousins' new contract eliminated the no-trade clause. Dated March 16th, 2020. So Google says he doesn't have one. Bobby says COVID hammer down. Yellowman says the new GM can afford a haircut now. Looks like his mom's been cutting his hair. I think that's kind of an older picture of him, to be honest with you. I'm telling you, if you Google this guy and then look for a picture, it's almost impossible to find one of them. I've seen local realtors, who have more pictures up on Google than this guy. He's very mysterious. Little is known about his family. Can't find anything about like his family, whether he's married, whether he has kids. I do know that he hooped in college. He was a hooper. He did like to hoop it up in college. But now the attention turns to who's going to be the new head coach, right? We couldn't wait for this announcement. Now it's time to start freaking out about who's the head coach. Let me do a search for Vikings head coach and see what comes up right now. Here's a Viking fan says, now go hire D'Amico Ryans or Kevin O'Connell as the new head coach. The Vikings officially turned their operation over to analytics. Dustin says, "What is your prediction for the 12th overall pick?" Man, I don't know. I don't know. I haven't even looked into it that much. I just don't know. I mean, the safe pick, we got to remember this is going to be all about analytics at this point now, y'all. But you almost feel like the Vikings are going to have to go cornerback, right? But how boring is that? If you're a new guy, you're trying to get that QB. What do you think, Dustin? King Yellowman says, I'd take that job for $1 million. Apparently, like the going rate for general managers in the NFL now, if you're a new GM, is somewhere between like 1 and 3 million. So definitely a life-changing moment for this dude. Because remember, he wasn't an athlete, but he did work on Wall Street and he was pretty high up. So maybe he's made millions before in his life. I don't know. Maybe he's been a millionaire earner before this. All right, so this guy's updated head coach positions. This guy on Twitter here says D'Amico Ryans for the Vikes. This guy's tweet here, the Vikings are apparently getting a GM with no recruiting experience, so why not look for a head coach with no coaching experience? It's just all over everywhere, though, the speculation as far as what they're going to do. But listen, I just wanted to come on, y'all, and do a quick video, a quick live stream to announce that it's official. It's official. Kwesi Adofo-Mensah, new general manager, 40-year-old analytics guru, a background in a little bit of everything. Going to try to take us to the next level. James Ross is commodity trading Minnesota corn beans and Cousins for a living, hopefully. Dustin says, I think a corner might fall down to us. But you have to go BPA, not draft for need. I mean, we're already nearly at the end of January, so I mean, we always do the drafts here on Valhalla Sports Talk. So come on in and join us on draft night. We'll be going through the picks together. Also hope to do a number of videos here. This is kind of my practice one here for like breaking news and stuff. So I hope to improve that part of our content here on the channel as well. Hope to improve that part of our content. All right, Sheila, we'll see you. I'm about to log off myself here. All right, y'all, so that's it. Kwesi Adofo-Mensah, new GM on the Vikings, the head coach search probably starting as we speak. So thank you so much for joining us here on our quick little live stream. And you guys have a great rest of your Wednesday, and we'll see you. We'll be back this weekend for the NFC and AFC championship games, live streams, and hope to see you all there. Valhalla Sports Talk is off the air.